Once upon a time, long, long ago, in a faraway land, life was incredibly hard and cruel. Those were days filled with darkness, ruled by tyrants who falsely believed that strength lies in oppression, and that control endures through injustice and aggression. Yet, amidst all the terror and weariness, there were people like us who carried hope in their hearts. I always loved helping the weak, whispering into the ear of every fearful soul, "Do not worry, for the light is inevitably coming. No matter how long the night lasts, and no matter how deep the darkness grows, the dawn of freedom must break." 1. The beginning of dawn and the departure. And indeed, our hopes were not in vain. God sent us our master Moses, peace be upon him, bringing with him the light of truth and the call for mercy and peace. He taught us that God does not accept injustice, and that faith is the true, invincible power. On a magical night, where the sky was studded with stars, glistening like pearls, the command to depart was given. We gathered, young and old, took our children and humble belongings, and walked behind Moses. We left oppression behind us, our footsteps beating with hope as we searched for freedom, our souls longing for a land of peace. 2. Facing the sea and the miracle. Suddenly, our steps came to a halt. We found ourselves standing before the deepest, vastest sea, its waters crashing with a terrifying roar. And suddenly, cries echoed from behind us. "We are surely overtaken." Pharaoh and his heavily armed soldiers were pursuing us. The sea was in front of us, and the enemy was behind us. Fear swept through the crowd. Some wept, and hearts trembled, except for those whose hearts were filled with unwavering faith. In that terrifying moment, Moses looked on with confidence and declared in a voice that shook the surroundings, "No, indeed, with me is my Lord. He will guide me." Suddenly, Moses raised his staff and struck the sea. Glory be to God. In a flash, the earth trembled, and the great sea split into two. The waters receded on both sides, standing like two giant solid walls of water. And right in the middle, a completely dry path appeared, free of mud and water. We began walking along this miraculous path. Imagine it. We were walking with the waters standing tall on both sides like walls of pure clear glass. We could see fish and sea creatures swimming beside us, as if we were on a magical tour. Our children, who had been crying just moments ago, began to laugh out loud, looking in awe at the water and the fish. Step by step, we walked with smiles on our faces, surrounded by an indescribable sense of safety and serenity. Salvation and the lesson. We kept walking until every single one of us reached the other shore safely. And the moment our crossing was complete, as the oppressors following behind tried to catch us, the waters crashed back together. God granted us victory and saved us from their hands forever. And so, my sweet ones, I want you to always remember this story. No matter how big injustice grows or how deep the darkness becomes, always remain kind, stand by the truth, and never lose hope. For no matter how strong oppression seems, it is destined to vanish, and only goodness and faith will endure and triumph in the end.